This story begins on the grounds of Sioux City's 4th Academy. Today is the day when students become players of the inner world. Students of the 4th Academy are standing on top of a magic formation. From the stage, Principal Jinlong congratulates the students and says, "Today, the system will tell you your class once you enter this formation. Whether you become a strong swordsman, tenacious knight, agile assassin, or a powerful mage, fate will be the one to decide. You should believe that all of you will become outstanding individuals of your own classes." After motivating them, the principal shouts, "Activate the transfer formation." On the principal's command, that magic formation gets activated, and all the students standing on top of that formation start to teleport. Among those side character students is our protagonist, Leon. It has been 18 years since he reincarnated into this world, and finally, the day has come he was waiting for. This world is called Kaiji Star, a parallel world that is extremely similar to Earth. But unlike Earth, the artificially developed inner world suddenly descended, causing the human world to be overturned. Various difficult dungeons emerged around the world. Upon reaching 18 years of age, humans will get abilities through the transfer formation and use them to clear the dungeons. By killing monsters, they can level up and gain attribute points to increase their strength. Leon is teleported into a black space generated by the system. The system welcomes player Leon on his first time entering the inner world. The system asks Leon if he would like to roll for his class. This is very exciting for Leon, but he acts calm and says, "System, roll for my class." Inside, he is begging all of his ancestors to let him get a good class. After getting permission from Leon, the system starts the rolling progress. Suddenly, Leon gets covered by dark green flames. The flames don't burn him. Instead, they turn into skeletons and fly above his head. The system congratulates Leon on getting a hidden class. He awakes the hidden Necromancer class. "This is too amazing." Leon shouts, "Holy shit, this is so awesome." The reason why Leon is so happy is that a Necromancer is an extremely rare class that only one or two in the entire world can get. With a wave of a staff, countless top-notch undead creatures can be summoned from the gates of hell. As long as they have enough mana, they can become a one-man army. Leon knows that, in general, getting a hidden class means one will be more powerful than other people. Leon opens his status window to check his attribute page first. The status window shows that Leon's class is Necromancer, and his realm is Apprentice. His strength is 10, defense is 6, agility is 9, spirit is 0, mana is 10 out of 10. Health is 10 out of 10, and his experience is 0 out of 10. Everything was normal, but the most noticeable thing in his status window is his spirit, which is 0. Leon is too shocked to see that his spirit is 0. Where can one find a Necromancer who has no spirit? Leon is in great shock because the beginning attribute points are distributed randomly, like one's class, and the highest point one can get is 10. Spirit is the most important attribute for a mage. If it's below 5, then how the hell is Leon supposed to fight? The system doesn't understand human emotion and couldn't see how someone is feeling. At the time when Leon was in the biggest crisis of his life, the system asks him if he wishes to roll for his talent now. Leon, while crying, says, "Do it. Nothing matters anymore. I'm doomed. Even if I get an S-grade talent, it's useless if my spirit is 0. For viewers' general information, talents are divided into 7 grades. From F to S now the rolling for talent starts. Suddenly, Leon gets covered in some kinds of energy. The system congratulates him on getting the talent, Brave Heart of a Mage. His talent's grade is unknown, but it grants 10 attribute points. Leon checks the details. The system tells him about Brave Heart of a Mage. In passive effect, attribute points will be awarded after the player kills an enemy with physical attacks. In active effect, the player can increase other attribute values to the same value as a certain attribute value. There is a limitation for only one, and the attribute can be bound before using the active effect. Leon is too shocked and checks that he didn't read this wrong because getting free attribute points is an almost impossible thing to do. One can only get attribute points when they level up. Other than that, if someone wants to increase their attributes, they can only train hard, Leon says. With this passive, as long as I kill the enemy with physical attacks, I can get attribute points. And even though I can only use the active effect once, it can still raise my other attributes to the same level as my highest attribute. Leon thinks, if I use this now, I can become an all-rounder with 10 points in all attributes. A newbie with 10 in all attributes. I'll become a monster that will be recorded in history. He thinks, if I wait till my strength attribute reaches 1,000 or even 1,000,000 and use this skill then, a Necromancer with 1,000,000 points in each attribute, I'll truly become a terrifying one-man army. Leon thinks and laughs because his passive requires him to attack physically, so isn't strength the most important? He raises his hand in excitement and tells the system to put all the 10 attribute points into strength. The system allocates the 10 points into his strength. Now his strength stat is 20, and other stats are the same. Next up is to register and finish the beginner task. Only after clearing the beginner task would it be considered a successful obtaining of the class. The system starts transporting Leon to the beginner task, and he disappears inside the pool of blue lights. After teleporting from the system-generated space, Leon arrives at a bridge made of rocks. He is teleported in front of a dark blue portal that leads to a beginner's dungeon. Also, on the bridge, there is a guide, to be exact, a hot elf with all the qualities of a waifu. The elf introduces herself as Elaine and asks Leon if he needs any help. Leon could not take his eyes off Elaine. He thought, is she really just an NPC? He was too disappointed. Leon told her that he is here to register and accept his beginner task. Elaine said, no problem, I will be happy to help. She summoned a box and gave it to Leon as a beginner's gift. Leon received equipment, an old robe and a beginner staff. He also got an F-grade skill book for summoning skeletons. Leon wore the robe and said, this is basically just an accessory. The summoning skill is useless to him since he has 0 spirit. But Leon loves the beginner's staff because it looks very strong. He said, with 20 points of strength, this staff is going to be very useful for hitting things. The elf was confused hearing what Leon was talking about. Leon turned around in confidence and asked Elaine, what's my beginner task? Elaine pointed at the beginner dungeon and said, your task is to escape from the misty cave. Elaine continued explaining that for this task, Leon has to be very careful. He must not kill any skeleton soldiers and find the quickest way to escape. But Leon didn't hear her till the end and jumped into the dungeon in excitement. Leon entered the dungeon through the beginner portal and saw a big green cave full of skeleton heads in front. This dungeon looks very scary because there was no end to this. He turned around and thought, was the NPC saying something? He said, whatever, it's not like the beginner task will be that difficult. But he was wondering why there are skulls everywhere. Suddenly, a skeleton attacked Leon from behind with a sword. Leon felt someone's presence and immediately turned around to see who it is. He saw that it's a level 1 skeleton soldier. This is a normal monster with 20 health. Leon grabbed his staff, raised it high, and smashed that skeleton soldier. The skeleton soldier lost 20 health in that attack and died. Its head rolled on the ground and perished in green flames. Leon checked if it's dead. He said, not being able to use magic is really tough. When he killed that skeleton soldier, a system message appeared, stating that player Leon had defeated a skeleton soldier with physical attacks. 1 attribute point and 3 experience points were awarded. Because it was Leon's first time killing a monster in one shot, an A-grade passive skill, Miracle of Might, was awarded to Leon. He was really happy to get an A-grade skill. He checked the Miracle of Might skill's effect. The system stated that each point of the player's strength attribute can be converted into 2 points of attack power. Leon knew that strength determines one's damage output, and defense determines how much damage is reduced. So, 1 point in strength equals 1 point in attack power. The same goes for the other attributes, which means if the opponent has 0 defense, Leon will deal 42 damage in 1 hit. He said, this skill is equivalent to being able to use 1 point of strength as 2 points. He jumped in happiness because it's simply too overpowered. While Leon was checking his new skill, many skeleton soldiers came out from the ground to attack him. When Leon saw the skeleton soldiers, he decided to focus on finishing his task first. They were the same as the previous skeleton soldiers. They immediately attacked Leon with their swords. Leon used his staff to deal 20 damage and killed them. When he killed 4 skeleton soldiers, he was awarded 4 attribute points and 12 experience points. Leon also leveled up and became a level 2 Necromancer. For leveling up for the first time, he was rewarded with 5 attribute points. Leon said, adding the 4 attribute points I got from killing the skeleton soldiers, my strength has now increased to 30 points. For a normal beginner, they're considered a genius if they have 10 points in 1 attribute. Leon thought, are the skeleton soldiers in this misty cave for us to farm levels? Then wouldn't that be too easy? But suddenly, something big comes out from the ground. It's a level 3 skeleton captain. This is also a normal monster but with 50 health and 15 strength points. When Leon saw that the skeleton captain has 15 strength, he thought, I will be in trouble if I get hit by this monster. But it only has 1 agility. I'll win if I make a move first. Leon tightly grabbed his staff and jumped to attack the skeleton captain. But the skeleton captain used his shield to defend himself. Then he swung his long spear at Leon, but Leon moved fast and quickly dodged that attack. He was surprised that the skeleton captain attacked while defending, and it easily smashed the ground. When the skeleton captain pulled out his spear from the ground, At that moment, Leon saw an opening. He moved fast and chose the skeleton's weak point, the stomach, to attack. He sliced the skeleton captain in half, and when the skeleton captain fell on the ground and was unable to defend, Leon jumped at it to finish it off. Leon shouted, "Try blocking this, you bastard." He hit that skeleton so hard that the skeleton captain lost all his 50 health and died. When Leon killed the skeleton captain with physical attacks, he got 3 attribute points and 10 experience points. Now that was a tough opponent for Leon. He thought, if the beginner task is already this difficult, how did the others complete this? While he was thinking, suddenly a football-shaped shiny yellow thing appeared in front of Leon. He picked it up because it is a monster core, and Leon remembered the principle saying that there's a chance of a core dropping after defeating a monster. Random rewards can be received when you open this. Leon wondered what he'll get and opened it. He got Skeleton Fist Set, D-grade disposable item. When it is in use, the next hit will have a 100% chance of causing critical damage. Leon said, "It's good but would have been great if it was a permanent item." Again, the skeletons didn't give time for Leon to rest and emerged from the ground to attack. Leon was surprised that there are more skeleton soldiers, and their numbers have increased. Skeleton soldiers surrounded Leon and attacked from all directions. Leon knew that even if he is level 2 now, his health is still a pitiful 20 points, so he has to be careful not to get hit accidentally. Leon moved fast and again killed the skeleton soldiers in one hit. He leveled up again after getting 30 experience points from killing those skeleton soldiers. His current experience points are 20 out of 30, and he was awarded 10 attribute points. It's a good thing that these skeletons only have 1 point in agility, so they cannot move fast, and Leon could kill them easily and level up. Now Leon's strength, mana, health, and experience points are in 2 digits. While Leon is struggling and killing the skeleton soldier, on the outside, all the students have escaped the dungeon and completed their beginner task and come out of the dungeon. Everyone was boasting about the class they awakened. A guy said, "Everyone is basically out, so why hasn't the principal announced anything yet? Is there still someone inside?" Others laughed, saying, "How's that possible? How long can you even take on such a simple task?" A guy said, "Although the skeleton soldiers inside are strong, they run very slowly and cannot catch up with us at all. If someone can still fail and die inside, I'm going to laugh my teeth out." While they all were laughing on the matter, Young Zai, Leon's best friend, was too worried that why isn't Leon out yet? He said, "There's no way something would happen to Leon, right?" Inside the dungeon, Leon killed all the skeletons and was wondering why there isn't a notification for task completion. Suddenly, a loud sound echoed, "How dare you kill my children?" Leon got alert hearing that scary voice. Skeleton heads that were lying on the ground started to float in the air. Suddenly, they all flew in front of Leon and started combining together. Before Leon could react to that, a green flame emerged from the ground and covered those skulls. Within a minute, those skulls turned into a giant 3-headed flame monster. This is the level 10 Skeleton King. It's a normal level boss monster with 400 health, 45 strength, and 60 defense points. This monster has bone pierce and bone explosion skills. Leon was too shocked to see that monster. He said, "Are you kidding me? Why is there a boss in the beginner task? Do they want all the beginners to die?" The Skeleton King raised his giant wand to attack, and its target is Leon, who is just a level 3 Necromancer. Skeleton King's attack was strong, but it was not fast enough that Leon could not dodge it. When Leon saw the damage caused by the Skeleton King's sword, he thought, "Lucky I dodged that. If that had hit, I'd probably have died." Although this monster is strong, he's not very nimble, which is Leon's only advantage now. Monster's defense is as high as 60, and Leon is doubtful if his power will be able to break through it. He moved forward and, using his staff, Leon hit the Skeleton King on the stomach, and Skeleton King lost 32 health. His attack worked, although it only did 32 damage, which is to say, as long as Leon can successfully attack the Skeleton King about 10 more times, then this Skeleton King is done for. Leon moved fast and hit the Skeleton King multiple times with accuracy. All of Leon's attacks deal 32 damage to the Skeleton King. Due to the continuous attacks from Leon, the Skeleton King loses his balance and falls on the ground. When Leon sees that his attacks are working and the Skeleton King is losing his HP easily, he gets confident. He thinks, is this monster really just here to scare people? There's still 200 HP left. This should all end soon. But that Skeleton King is not going down so easily. It does something that Leon did not imagine. The green flame on the Skeleton King's head gets darker and bigger. The Skeleton King shouts, "I've guarded the Cave of Mist for so many years, but I've never seen a player that killed their way to it. I wouldn't be vulnerable now if fewer of my skeleton soldiers had died." And yet, a newbie can somehow break through the defense of someone as great as me. This brat cannot be allowed to leave alive. The Skeleton King, which was losing just a second ago, now stands on his feet more angrily. Leon falls back as he sees that the monster has gotten stronger. Despite Leon falling back, the Skeleton King covers the distance between him and Leon within seconds. Leon realizes that not only has the Skeleton King gotten stronger, but it has also gotten faster. The Skeleton King attacks Leon with his giant sword, completely destroying the ground. However, Leon somehow manages to dodge this attack. After seeing the situation, it doesn't look like a direct breakthrough won't be possible now. So Leon changes his strategy and decides to restrict the Skeleton King's movement first. Leon starts to go deep into the dungeon, and the Skeleton King follows him. When they enter a narrow cave, Leon notices the boulder behind the Skeleton King that looks like it's going to fall soon. Leon makes a plan, and when the Skeleton King attacks him again, Leon runs towards that boulder. He stops in front of the boulder and starts to provoke the Skeleton King, saying, "Come at me, you big blockhead." The Skeleton King, who was very angry with Leon from the start, gets even angrier when Leon makes fun of him. The Skeleton King uses his bone wings to attack him. Leon moves fast but is unable to fully dodge the range of the attack and gets hit by the shock wave. He flies away, hits a wall, and loses 26 HP. Leon is in pain, realizing how weak he is. The Skeleton King just brushed him, and Leon's HP is already this low. Now he only has 4 HP remaining. The Skeleton King rushes to attack Leon again. He is not going to let his chance to kill Leon go away. Leon, who has not even recovered from the last attack, is still lying on the ground, and when the next attack comes this fast, it is surprising for him. Leon forces his body to move and somehow succeeds in dodging the attack, making the Skeleton King miss him and hit the boulder. As Leon expected, the big boulder starts to crack and fall. The Skeleton King is not able to dodge those big falling rocks and gets buried inside. It loses 70 HP, and Leon, who only has 4 HP, somehow manages to escape unscathed. The Skeleton King does not die but gets stuck in those rocks. Now it only has 129 HP and is unable to move. This is the ideal situation to kill it. Leon can't hold on much longer. He has to end the fight quickly before it stands back up. The only option Leon has is to kill the Skeleton King in one strike. He jumps high above the Skeleton King and summons his skeleton boxing glove that he got from killing the Skeleton Captain. The skeleton boxing glove's skill is that the next hit after this is used has a guaranteed chance to score a critical hit. Leon only has one chance, so he gathers all his strength and aims at the Skeleton King's head. When the Skeleton King, who was still struggling to stand, sees Leon flying above his head, he gets scared. Leon fully uses this chance and hits the Skeleton King's head with all his strength. The Skeleton King loses 132 HP and immediately dies. Leon's attack was so powerful that it destroyed the ground below. The green flame of the Skeleton King's head starts to fade little by little. After killing the Skeleton King, the dungeon exit portal appears in front of Leon, and a system notification comes. The beginner's quest escape from the Cave of Mist has been completed. Congratulations, Leon, on officially becoming one of Otherworld's players. Another notification follows. Congratulations, Mage Leon, on killing the Cave of Mist's boss, the Skeleton King, for the first time. 30 free stat points have been awarded. The system detected that player Leon defeated the boss Skeleton King through a melee fight, so Leon was awarded with 10 free stat points and 50 experience points. With that many experience points, Leon directly levels up 3 levels and becomes level 5. When Leon completed the beginner's world, as the first kill reward, he gets the Ring of the Skeleton King. Leon is surprised to get boss equipment. The Ring of the Skeleton King is a C-rank equipment, and as an effect, after wearing it, the player's first normal attack's damage will be increased by 50%. Leon looks at the ring and says, "Not bad." Although it's not as strong as the skeleton boxing glove, its advantage is its reusability. A thought comes to his mind that if he were to sell a C-rank piece of equipment, it'd be worth at least a few $100,000. Leon laughs, saying, "I've struck gold this time." The only thing that disturbs Leon is the message that he did the first kill. He wonders, does that mean that no one's killed that Skeleton King before now? Then how did they pass the trial? However, he decides to leave the dungeon first and then think about it. At this moment, Leon is a level 5 disciple necromancer with 76 strength, 6 defense, 9 agility, 0 spirit, and 200 mana. He also has an unknown level talent, the Mage's Brave Heart, and in a rank skill, Muscle Creates Miracles. After leaving the dungeon, Leon suddenly appears in the stadium where the students who completed their task were. When Yongzai sees Leon, he jumps and hugs him. Leon is surprised to see him behave like that. Yongzai, who is happy to see Leon, says, "What happened to you? Why'd you take so long to complete a beginner's mission? I almost thought you died in there." Leon, surprised to see all the students there, asks Yongzai how come all of them completed the beginner's mission and came out very quickly. Yongzai tells him that it's been 3 hours since the last person came out. Leon asks him what role he drew, and Yongzai says, "I drew the mage," starting to explain what a mage is to Leon. All of this feels very strange, and Leon wonders if they got the same world. Suddenly, a blonde-haired boy approaches them and makes fun of Leon, saying, "So you were the last one to come out." The blonde-haired boy is Ma Fei, the class monitor of their class. Ma Fei tries to embarrass Leon in front of everyone, saying, "Leon, you're nothing but an embroidered pillow. What use does being handsome have? In the other world, talent is king." Leon doesn't reply to him and wonders why Ma Fei loves to pick fights with him. Suddenly, Principal Jinlong comes to the stage and announces that since everyone's already enrolled in the other world, tomorrow the entire class will take part in the beginner's training. He says, "Students, let's all introduce ourselves, our roles, and our talent to get to know each other better." Side character students start introducing themselves. One happily announces that he is a soldier with a D rank talent. Another says, "I'm an assassin, also with D rank." Another student with a sad expression says, "My talent is F rank. I think I'm screwed." A beautiful girl, Zhao Ziyu, becomes a mage and healer. With her attractive figure and speech, she attracts all the male students' attention, fully qualifying for the waifu criteria. Another girl, Zuyu, gets the role of a paladin and awakens a B-rank talent. Her appearance is that of a lowly, but her stats are that of a warrior. The next one is Ma Fei, who has the role of a swordsman and a B-rank talent, as well as high scores in all skills. An individual like him is lucky to have the skills he possesses. The other students are surprised at his class and talent, as everyone knows that a swordsman is an extremely powerful class in the other world. The guy remarked, "The class monitor is blessed by the heavens." Looking at the students, Principal Jinlong thought, someone with a B-rank talent can already be counted as being amongst the ranks of geniuses. Looks like this batch of students isn't bad. Finally, it was Leon's turn. Surrounded by an aura of dark green flames, he announced that he had gotten the role of a necromancer. However, he didn't reveal his talent, saying, "It's not convenient for me to reveal my talent at this time." The real reason why he did not reveal his talent rank was that he himself doesn't know. His talent rank is hidden. After hearing his class, even the principal was thrilled that one of his students had awakened the Necromancer class. He told everyone that the Necromancer is a rare hidden role. The other students were even more surprised to hear that. A guy said, "There was once a Necromancer who wiped out another union on his own." Ma Fei, who was making fun of Leon, was now tense. He couldn't believe what he heard and reassured himself, thinking, what if it's a hidden role? Mages are famously fragile roles, and they're the most afraid of someone getting close to and killing them. Moreover, necromancers are even weaker than regular people because of the many years they spend in contact with the undead. In addition to that, it takes an extremely long time to cast a summoning spell, and it could be said that they have no teammates to protect them. Assassins, swordsmen, and similarly attack-focused roles are the necromancer's best friend. Ma Fei looked at Leon's back with a smug smile and thought, since he didn't state this talent's rank, I'm sure it's because his talent was too low ranked, and he felt embarrassed saying it out loud. But the other students were not so envious and were only surprised at how reserved and tactful Leon's class is. A guy said, "Leon isn't arrogant or irritable. Is this the attitude that a genius has? He has a hidden role but is still so modest. I can't possibly compare to him." Another guy said, "This must be the difference between a genius and us ordinary people. Even his personality is so grounded. If I were to draw a hidden role, I wouldn't be able to be as calm as Leon." Well, they all were looking at him with respect in their eyes, but Leon is a necromancer who can't cast even a single spell and is only slightly stronger than a normal person. Leon doesn't even know if he can protect himself in the beginner's training, so why would he dare to make a big fuss over this? Leon was scared, thinking, what should he do when his classmates realize he can't summon even a single undead creature? He had so many questions and so few answers. At the same time, Principal Jinlong was very impressed by Leon. He was thinking that once Leon completes the beginner's training, he will definitely be able to enter the nation's top universities. After everyone introduced themselves, Principal Jinlong announced that today's class ends here. Everyone, go home and prepare for tomorrow's beginner's training. Leon tried to go home but got caught by his friend Yongzai, who said, "Leon, you're really awesome. Why couldn't I have drawn the necromancer role instead?" But in the end, he wasn't so bad himself as he had 8 spirit points. He showed his stats to Leon and said, "My talent is not bad, right?" Leon, remembering his shameful 0 in spirit stat, told Yang Zai that talent doesn't matter. Hard work can make up for clumsiness. Leon thought that Yang Zai's stats are all single-digit numbers. Then doesn't having 76 stat points make me a god-level being? After that, Leon finally came home, and when he entered the house, he said, "I'm home." But there was only silence and emptiness. This is the house his parents left behind. After his parents disappeared, he always called out "I'm home" every time he returned home. In his memories, his father and mother would do the same every time they returned home. Unfortunately, now he could only remember them, and all he had left behind was one picture of them together. His parents in this world were very good and kind people. But when Leon was 6, his parents said they had to go on a trip to the capital, and then they suddenly, mysteriously disappeared. After that, Leon became an orphan. Looking at the photo, Leon thought it had already been 12 years since they disappeared. He wondered where they could have gone. So, Leon decided that he must get into the capital's university and find out the truth behind it all. The next day, Leon, along with the rest of the students, showed up at the place where the beginners were practicing. Principal Jinlong stood in front and said, "I only have one request for today's beginners training." In a serious and gloomy voice, he said, "If you think you can't do it, please remember to back down immediately. Even if you fail the training, it's better than dying during it." Hearing this, the students were really scared. But the principal calmed them down, saying, "There's no need to be too nervous. The beginner's world isn't very dangerous and won't cause players to die. However, everything has an exception." The principal told them that there was previously a catastrophic incident where a singular beginner's world caused a class of 40 to be completely wiped out, and they vanished without a trace. Till this day, no one knows what kind of horrifying beginner's world that was. All they know is that the world was called Nightmare Village. Hearing this, the poor students were scared and confused. All their confidence in their own abilities vanished without a trace. The principal continued to play emotional swings with them and again said, "There's no need to be so solemn either. As long as you leave the other world in time, you'll be in no danger." And they were told to get ready because once the stopwatch reaches 0, it's time to enter the other world. Immediately, the countdown began, and 10 seconds flew by like a blink of an eye. With that, the beginner's training has begun. Dark streams of energy covered all the students, and with a flash of dark lightning, everyone moved to another world where they were to take the tests. From the looks of it, the village was the most ordinary and quiet. While Leon continued to look around, Ma Fei began to smugly reassure all the students, convincing them that he will protect everyone. Ma Fei asks everyone to follow him. He will bring everyone to success. Thinking, so what if Leon is a necromancer? He will prove that only he, Ma Fei, is the most suitable to be this class's leader. He is the strongest man in the whole class. But Leon is feeling strange, thinking, what kind of beginner's world is this? Why haven't there been any system prompts? Suddenly, everyone hears a voice from behind. A blue old man appears, saying, "Such a pity." When they turn their heads to that voice, they see an old man. His whole body is blue. The old man says to everyone, "You're all so young. It's such a pity." Everyone gets really surprised, asking, "Who is this NPC?" Leon is also curious. He asks the old man, "What do you mean by that?" The old man ignores their question and welcomes them to Nightmare Village. Suddenly, a blue window pops up in front of everyone, saying, "Welcome to the Beginner's Training Nightmare Village. Difficulty, Beginner's S rank." The beginner's training's difficulty is calculated separately from the other worlds. A beginner's S rank is roughly equal to a normal world's E rank. Training requirements: leave alive. Find the secret at the core of Nightmare Village. Everyone gets really shocked after seeing this Nightmare Village, because everyone knows the Nightmare Village that killed 40 people, the one that no one's passed before. They start running to the village gate, saying they want to go home. They don't want to play anymore. Ma Fei asks everyone to stop, saying, "Don't worry. He will definitely lead everyone out of Nightmare Village." But Leon knows an E-level world needs you to at least have a level at the early stage. But they're all disciples, how can they pass this? Levels in the other world are divided into 4 levels: Disciple, Early Stage, Middle Stage, and Late Stage. Disciples are level 1-10, early stages are 11-20, and so on. Suddenly, the man who wants to go home. They were bounced back as soon as they got near the door. The old man asks everyone to stop struggling. As soon as they enter Nightmare Village, they can never leave. After hearing the old man's words, students start crying, saying they can't leave, they're all going to die. Ma Fei asks them to get a grip. He will definitely lead everyone out of Nightmare Village. But Leon claims, thinking, no wonder that class before them was wiped out. The mission objective is to find the secret at the core of Nightmare Village. This uncle may be mysterious, but he doesn't seem to be malevolent. He shouldn't be our enemy. The old man explains to everyone there's no need to get too worried. Since they're here, might as well get comfortable. After hearing the old man's words, Ma Fei thinks he gets it. The old man wants them to relax and face it confidently. The old man, with a scary face, says to everyone, no, he meant, since they're here, just accept that they'll die here. Everyone gets really surprised, thinking, what just he say? The old man, with a smile, says to everyone, I'll stop toying with everyone, and says he is the village head of Nightmare Village. Wogan. There are 2 requirements for living in Nightmare Village. 1. They can live in any of the empty houses, but they can't, under any circumstances, touch the black stones on the door. 2. They must return to the house before dark and close the windows and doors. They can't open them no matter what. Leon, who is really curious, asks the village head why can't they come out after dark. The village head, who is really suspicious, says to Leon, he'll understand once the night comes. After that, everyone decides to listen to what the village head said and find a house to hide in first. They divide into 4 groups, 11 students in one group. After a moment later, Leon finds a suitable house with his group. After they go into the house, the white-haired girl asks everyone for safety, saying, let's rest on the 2nd floor tonight. Leon, who is standing there, one of the girls asks him, if there's any danger later, remember to protect me. I'm a healer. I can give you a lot of HP. The white-haired girl, seeing this, comes to the red-haired girl and says, how can someone be so shameless? Can't she see there are so many classmates watching? Zhao Ziyu says to the white-haired girl that she is okay with it. How is it any of her business? Runway. The white-haired girl replies, asking if she thinks looking like a cow is something to be proud of. Zhao Ziyu says to her, anything's better than having nothing at all. She is referring to her chest. When these 2 girls are fighting, one of the students goes to the window, saying, Granny, I miss you. Then we see an old lady on the other side of the window, saying to this student, my good grandchild, Granny's very cold. This place is scary. Will you open the window to let Granny hug you? He opens the window for her. Suddenly, Leon asks him to stop, saying that's not his granny. But it's already too late. He already opened the window, and that old lady suddenly starts attacking him. Leon's friend uses his sand binding magic to stop this old lady from attacking him. He says to the student, come quick. He can't hold it for long. Suddenly, the old lady transforms into a red nightmare monster. Everyone gets really shocked after seeing him, saying this nightmare is somehow only a normal monster. Are even little monsters this perverted in a beginner's S-ranked world? Suddenly, the monster starts attacking Leon's friend. He says, yo, monster, don't come over here. If he eats such fatty meat, he'll get the 3 highs. But before the monster attacks him, the white-haired girl stops his attack with her shield skill. She asks Zhao Ziyu to heal her and Leon to summon the undead to restrain this nightmare monster. Both of them agree with the white-haired girl. Zhao Ziyu starts casting his healing magic and gives the buff to the white-haired girl. The white-haired girl, who is thinking, as long as everyone works together, dealing with this nightmare shouldn't be difficult. Now, they just have to stall until Leon can summon his undead. But suddenly, she notices Leon, who is running towards the nightmare monster. He is going to attack him with his staff. Leon's friend explains to him that's not how he uses a staff because if the nightmare gets close to him, he'll die. But Leon doesn't pay any attention to him. He uses his staff and attacks the nightmare monster. With one strike, he kills the nightmare monster. Everyone gets really surprised, saying, a nightmare with 50 HP was killed in an instant just like that. Do all necromancers fight like this? After killing that monster, Leon asks everyone, look at this. The nightmare that was killed became a black stone, and it's dissipating. The white-haired girl, after seeing this black stone, says to everyone that the symbol on this thing's identical to the one on the doorframe. They're both of Nightmare Village, so that shouldn't be odd. Leon, who is thinking that this is really strange and thought if there's a bug, asks why didn't he get any stat points despite killing a nightmare with a melee attack. The white-haired girl asks Leon if he noticed something. Leon replies that nothing, he might be overthinking. The next day, everyone says thanks to the heavens for Zuoyu and Leon last night. If they didn't defeat the nightmare monster, they would be dead. They think they can't go wrong with sticking close to Leon because he is super strong. He dealt with that nightmare in a split second. Not only that, before that, Zuoyu used her shield to directly stop the nightmare's attack. She's pretty impressive too. Ma Fei is listening to their conversation. He thinks if he were there, He definitely wouldn't have let a girl like Zuo Yu tank the damage. Hiding behind a girl isn't something a manly man would do. He'll defeat nightmares with a single strike. After seeing Ma Fei like that, Leon says to him if he's doing morning training this early, and compliments him, saying how hardworking he is. As expected of the class monitor, just this bit of effort has made him surpass a lot of people already. After seeing them, Ma Fei stops and says to them he was just practicing for a second. He asks the white-haired girl, Zuo Yu, to stay in a house with him tonight, promising that he definitely won't let her take any damage. Zuo Yu replies that his role is a tank, and if she doesn't tank it, is he going to be the one to do it? Ma Fei replies, no, saying that he can face a nightmare on his own merit. He doesn't need her to act. She tells Ma Fei that this sort of thinking isn't right. Their teacher already said that they need to work together, and he can't just always want to do things himself. He should learn from Leon. Suddenly, Leon hears some voices. It's the village head. He has come with his fellow villagers, asking them to kill all the students, not letting a single one escape. Tie them onto a pyre and let the flames burn away their sins. Kill any who resist. Ma Fei comes forward, asking the village head what's happened and if there has been some misunderstanding. The village head replies that there is no misunderstanding at all. He asks if Ma Fei is very clear on the good deed he did last night. Leon is really curious, thinking that there's around the same number of village people as there is in their class, and their ages don't seem to be that different either. But before Leon says something, Ma Fei asks the village head if he means they killed a nightmare last night. The village head is silent. Ma Fei says that those are the protector spirits of Nightmare Village. They must have broken the rules of Nightmare Village last night, so the protector spirits tried to punish them. Obviously, the protector spirits will be angered, and the villagers will end up suffering alongside them. They should die 1,000 deaths for their sin. Die 1,000 deaths. Ma Fei asks the village head if there is any way to save a nightmare, a protector spirit if they've accidentally killed it. The village head replies that there is a solution. If the person who's angered the protector spirits must remain outside the house when night falls. He asks who among them has this kind of courage. Ma Fei is really nervous, thinking that no one knows just how many nightmares there are in Nightmare Village, and the night might even hide greater dangers. Isn't staying outside the house suicide? Suddenly, Leon interrupts their conversation, saying to the village head that he killed the nightmare or protector spirit, whatever they want to call it. He will wait here for night to fall. After hearing Leon's words, Ma Fei asks Leon if he has lost his mind. This isn't how he steals the limelight. He's asking for death. Ma Fei apologizes to the village head, saying this classmate of his is a bit slow. Please don't listen to what he says. Leon asks Ma Fei to relax, saying he hasn't lost his mind, and there's something he wants to verify. It might even help them leave this world. The village head, with other villagers, locks Leon in the middle of the village. Ma Fei asks Leon, what did he mean when he said it could help them leave this world? Zuo Yu also asks Leon if he has found the secret at the core of Nightmare Village. Leon replies that he might have. He'll test it at night. Sometime later, after nightfall, Leon is locked in the middle of the village alone, and suddenly, a nightmare monster starts approaching Leon. He suddenly attacked Leon, but someone stopped the nightmare monster with his sand binding, so it couldn't attack Leon. The one who stopped this monster is Leon's best friend, Young Xiang Dai. He asked Ma Fei to act quickly, as he could only control that nightmare for a second. Ma Fei, who was attacking the nightmare monster, asked him to relax, saying, I, Ma Fei, will definitely take good care of you all. As a true swordsman, one man and one sword can conquer all enemies in this world. Suddenly, the nightmare monster got free from Young Xiang Dai's sand binding and started attacking Ma Fei. After witnessing some moves from the nightmare monster, Ma Fei thought, he is so fast. Did Leon really kill something like this while being just a mage? This is impossible. If Leon can do it, he can also do it. So, he used his defense-breaking strike and attacked the nightmare monster. While Ma Fei was fighting with the nightmare monster, Leon's friends came to rescue him. Leon asked them why they were all out here. The white-haired girl replied that they were scared Leon would be in danger alone, so they came to help, considering it a kind of repayment. However, the white-haired girl couldn't remove the chains from Leon's hands. She asked them to wait for Ma Fei to break these chains with his sword. But Ma Fei couldn't come because he was fighting the nightmare monster and another girl. Before she could say anything else, Leon broke the chains with his hands, telling the white-haired girl he didn't need anyone's help and asking them to look, saying, isn't it fine now? Both of them were really surprised, asking Leon if he was really a necromancer. Ma Fei was still fighting the nightmare. After releasing Leon, the white-haired girl went to Ma Fei to help. She asked Zhao Ziyu to heal Ma Fei now, but Ma Fei said he didn't need it. He could defeat this monster alone because, according to him, true heroes are created through fighting, and scars are a man's badges of pride. Yang Xiangdai advised Ma Fei not to fight it one-on-one and to hit its head, the weak point of a nightmare. The white-haired girl also agreed, recalling how Leon had defeated the nightmare by hitting its head. Despite this advice, Ma Fei continued attacking the nightmare's head. Leon tried to tell him that the real weak point of a nightmare isn't its head. But Ma Fei didn't listen, thinking Leon was scared that he would surpass him. Leon needed the help of his teammates to deal with a nightmare, but Ma Fei only needed a sword. He asked Leon to watch his next strike carefully and used his sword skill to cut the nightmare multiple times. However, the nightmare only lost 5 HP. Ma Fei was confused and asked the nightmare what happened, stating that he hit its weak point, so it should have been one-shotted. He then questioned Yang Xiangdai if he was trying to stall him. After witnessing this, the white-haired girl thought something was wrong because Leon had one-shotted the nightmare by attacking its head. Yang Xiangdai also agreed, saying it was an issue with Ma Fei's thinking, not being as good as Leon. Angry at this, Ma Fei thought, I'm not as good as him. I, a swordsman, cannot compare to him, a necromancer. They asked Ma Fei to come back, warning him that he would definitely die if he took another hit. The white-haired girl asked Ma Fei to let Leon do it instead. But he didn't listen, stating he would definitely kill the nightmare monster. He used his defense-breaking strike and attacked the nightmare, dealing 30 damage with one last strike. However, before he could land the final blow, Leon attacked the nightmare and killed it, saying to Ma Fei that he worked hard, but Ma Fei is not happy. He asks Leon what he's doing, as he killed it, stealing Ma Fei's limelight. He asks everyone if they saw it, as he was going to solo kill this nightmare, but this brat Leon stole his limelight. Leon's friend, Yang Xiangdai, asks Ma Fei to calm down, telling him to let it go. However, Leon doesn't pay any attention to them. He's thinking about the black stones he got after killing the nightmare. Suddenly, another 2 nightmares come to attack them. They get really scared, wondering what they should do. Leon responds quickly and asks everyone to go into the house, saying there's no need to fight these nightmares because he thinks he knows how to pass. Everyone follows Leon's words and goes inside the house, as nightmares can't enter. After that, the white-haired girl asks what the way to pass he was talking about is. Leon replies that they will know tomorrow. When the time comes, just listen to him. The next day, the village head comes, calling them despicable outsiders. He accuses them of killing another protector spirit after being given a chance to redeem themselves. He insists that they should all go to hell, adding that no matter what they say today, they must all die because they cannot let them destroy their nightmare village. Leon asks the village head if he is really a villager of Nightmare Village. The village head replies that Leon is talking nonsense. They have lived there for generations and tells them not to try to stall for time as their death is certain. Since things have reached this point, Leon decides it's time to reveal the truth behind Nightmare Village. He claims there's only one truth. The village head asks Leon what he means by that. Leon reveals that the village head and every villager in this village are not the original inhabitants of Nightmare Village. All 40 of them are the class that was wiped out in Nightmare Village previously. They were trapped in this fantasy realm ever since they entered, unable to leave the other world. After hearing Leon's words, the village head starts laughing, dismissing it as a fantasy realm and claiming Leon is making up stories out of fear of death. Leon smiles and says he has evidence, showing the black stone from his pocket to the village head. The village head is surprised after seeing the protector stone and asks Leon why he removed it from its place, saying he should die 10,000 deaths for this. However, Leon is not the only one with the black stone. Leon's friends also have black stones. The village head is really nervous after seeing everyone with black stones because, according to him, the protector stones are high-level holy objects that protect them from nighttime attacks. He warns that if anyone tampers with them, heavenly punishment will be laid upon them. Leon replies that these aren't just protector stones. The entire fantasy realm is made up of these black stones with mysterious symbols on them. As long as they shatter the black stones, cracks will appear in the fantasy realm. So, Leon and his friends break the black stones together, and suddenly cracks start appearing in the sky. After that, the village head starts remembering how he got trapped in Nightmare Village, promising the principal to bring everyone back safely. He recalls that as long as they work together, they can definitely finish the beginner's training. However, the assignment they received was the Nightmare Village, and when they entered, nightmare monsters started attacking them. He asks everyone not to panic, as there must be a way to leave. Suddenly, something happens, and everyone changes into the nightmare villagers, and he remembers now that He was the class monitor when suddenly a system notification popped up, saying, "A player has found the secret at the core of Nightmare Village and successfully awakened its villagers. Mission successful. Rewards given will be calculated based on everyone's individual ratings." Everyone was really happy after passing a really difficult exam. The system notified everyone, transporting all players out of the world. The white-haired boy thanked Leon for everything he did for them. After saying that, he teleported into the real world. Yang Xiangdai said to Leon that he is really something and asked him how he knew that was the way to pass. Ma Fei also agreed with him, saying Leon was a little smart for once. Leon stopped them, saying, "Let's talk about it when we get back." A moment later, everyone teleported into the real world. But Leon and his friends could not teleport. The white-haired girl asked Leon why they were still here and if they didn't pass. But before Leon could say something, a system notification popped up, saying, "Congratulations to 5 players on destroying the Black Nightmare Stones. A new mission has been issued. Retrieve the Heart of Nightmares. Mission difficulty E rank." Outside the Nightmare Village in the 4th campus, Principal Zhu Jinlong is really surprised after seeing that they all passed the Nightmare Village. However, he notices that Leon and a few others haven't returned. He wonders if they activated a hidden mission. If that's the case, and they successfully complete the mission, they'll be able to pick from any university in the country based on that achievement alone. But beginning a hidden mission is usually extremely dangerous, and this is the Nightmare Village's hidden mission to boot. They're all newbies, so will they be strong enough to complete it? In the Nightmare Village, Ma Fei asks Leon what they should do now because he is only level 3. And everyone's level should be about the same. With how weak they are now, entering a hidden mission would be suicidal. Zhao Ziyu also agrees with them, saying they know nothing about this Heart of Nightmares, so where would they even go to retrieve it? The white-haired girl asks if it might be possible that they only needed to awaken village head Wogan and the rest, and that there wasn't a need to break the black stones in the first place. Leon also says that he knows. In the other world, a hidden mission is an opportunity that you can only stumble upon but not look for. Leon must have known all along that breaking the black stones would activate a hidden world, so he asked them to break them along with him. Right. He calls Ma Fei his big brother Yu, and he doesn't normally call him big brother Leon. He says he doesn't normally call him big brother for nothing. He didn't take on the hidden mission by himself and was willing to bring them along to seize this opportunity together. Ma Fei thought that he didn't think that Leon would somehow be willing to share this kind of opportunity, saying, "Just you wait. Although I may not have been your match in the newbies training, I will definitely complete this hidden mission before you." Some time later, many level 5 nightmare monsters start attacking them. Nightmares want to kill all of them, and everyone gets really scared after seeing so many of them coming at once. Yang Xiangdai says that they can't defeat them. The white-haired girl asks everyone not to go running off on their own. She asks Ziyu to prepare to heal her at any moment and uses her shield magic. She asks Yang Xiangdai to restrain their movement and asks Ma Fei to attack. Ma Fei uses his defense-breaking strike to attack the nightmare, but he is really confused, thinking, why? He only dealt 10 points of damage with one hit, and on the other side, Leon one-shots it with that hit. On the other side, Ziyu asks Zuoyu to hurry up as her mana's almost gone, and Zuoyu's almost out of HP too. But suddenly, Leon one-hit kills the nightmare, and a system notification pops up, saying, "It has been detected that the player Leon has dealt with a nightmare via melee attacks. 1 free stat point has been awarded, EXP plus 10. The white-haired girl, Zuoyu, asks Leon to be careful, saying the other 2 are coming. But Leon also kills them with only 1 move. After defeating these 2 nightmare monsters, he gets a monster core, thinking, as expected of a hidden world, it gives high rewards. He gets the little fairy's necklace. Rank, F rank. Effect, increases skill damage by 5%. Role restriction, mage. He thought that although it's not bad as a piece of equipment, he can't unleash any skills, so he might as well give it to Yang Xiangdai, who is an awakened mage talent. After killing all the nightmares, everyone is really happy, saying everyone worked well together. Leon interrupts them, asking them to go and keep finding nightmares to kill. Leon just needs to kill 1 more nightmare, and he'll be able to level up to level 6. Plus he'll have a very high chance of having equipment appear for himself. He thinks that this hidden mission is really something. Yang Xiangdai asks Leon, saying, "If I remember correctly, the hidden mission was something along the lines of getting us to retrieve the Heart of Nightmares." Leon replies that the Heart of Nightmares must be on a nightmare, so they won't go wrong killing nightmares. Leon asks them to follow, but suddenly the ground collapses, and everyone falls into the basement. Leon is thinking, where did they fall down to? Why is the floor so soft and squishy? Yang Xiangdai asks Leon why he is sitting on his butt and if he can get off his butt first. Leon, who is still thinking about why the floor here was this soft, asks everyone if they are fine. Everyone replies that they're fine. Yang Xiangdai asks everyone why there is such a strong smell here. Did they fall into a sewer? Zuoyu explains that this place isn't aired out, so the dead bodies and feces of small animals and whatever else will rot here. It's very normal for there to be a smell. Suddenly, Zhao Ziyu notices something. She says that's not right and asks them to take a look over there, saying it's the smell of its breath. When everyone turns their heads to where Zhao Ziyu is pointing, they suddenly see a huge monster sleeping in front of them. This is the boss monster, Nightmare King. Leon, after seeing the boss monster, thinks, is this what a rare boss is like? It's at level 10 like the Skeleton King, but this Nightmare King's so much stronger than it. Leon's friends also get really surprised. Yang Xiangdai asks everyone if the heart of nightmares wouldn't be this Nightmare King's heart. White-haired girl Zuoyu asks everyone why not look for a way to force quit this hidden mission, thinking it has 65 attack, and it'll be able to turn her and his shield into meat paste in no time at all. Ma Fei also agrees with them, saying since they say so, he'll let this Nightmare King go for now. But Leon does not agree with them. He says there's a chance to defeat this nightmare monster because he has 101 strength now, along with muscle creating miracles. He has 202 attack power, along with the 50% damage increase from the Ring of the Skeleton King. His first hit will be able to take away 1/3 of the Nightmare King's HP. All that's left is to attack the Nightmare King's weak points 3 or 4 times. It's not impossible to kill the Nightmare King, but this plan is like pulling chestnuts out of a fire. If he messes up once, he'll be killed by the Nightmare King. Yang Xiangdai asks Leon if he has a fever, questioning, "You're telling me that there's a chance we win against this 10-meter tall monster?" Leon asks them to listen to him. Although the Nightmare King's stats are high, its obvious weakness is defense. By using their strengths against its weaknesses, they might not have zero chance of winning. Zuoyu gets what Leon wants to do. She explains that Leon needs them to draw the Nightmare King's attention. Leon says that's right, as long as they all help him get a chance to attack. He swears he'll be able to kill the Nightmare King. Leon also says that this is extremely dangerous. The Nightmare King's agility is higher than theirs, and he fears none of them will be able to withstand even one hit with the amount of attack it has. So the 4 of them have to work together to restrain it. Everyone agrees with Leon, saying they trust him, and there's life in Leon's hands. Ma Fei asks Leon not to try to show off if he can't do it, and it wouldn't be shameful if they ran away from such a strong boss. Leon asks them to relax, saying he is confident with his plan. After resting, Leon jumps on top of the Nightmare boss because as long as they don't attack the Nightmare King, it won't wake up. The first hit is the most important, and he has to find the weakest point on the Nightmare King. Suddenly, he notices something shining on the Nightmare's back, thinking it looks like this must be the Nightmare King's weak point. So, he prepares to attack the Nightmare with his full power, giving 508 damage to the Nightmare. Everyone gets shocked after seeing how much damage Leon gave him, thinking, is this the kind of damage a mage can do? Suddenly, a system notification pops up, saying, the player Leon has shattered the heart of nightmares. The mission is being changed. The Nightmare King has awoken. The mission has been successfully changed. Current mission, kill the Nightmare King. Difficulty, a rank. Leon asks everyone to get ready, act according to their plan, and help him get a chance to attack. Nightmare monsters start attacking on them. Leon asks Ma Fei to draw its aggro. Ma Fei begins attacking the Nightmare monster, using his defense-breaking strike. Confused after seeing his damage, Ma Fei wonders how Leon dealt 508 damage with just one hit. He expresses disbelief, stating that as long as he is dealing damage, even if it tickles, he'll tickle the Nightmare to death. Ma Fei continues his relentless attacks on the Nightmare. The Nightmare monster starts talking and tells Ma Fei that if he wishes to be the first to die, the king will fulfill his wish. Unfazed, Ma Fei challenges the Nightmare King, saying he has a 3-foot sword and has accomplished amazing feats. Why should he fear death? So he asks Yang Xiangdi and Zuoyu to block the Nightmare King's attack. Both of them use their sand binding and shield of light to block the Nightmare King's attack. However, this is not enough to completely stop the Nightmare King's attack. It has been weakened by 2 levels, and Zhao Ziyu is healing him. He's barely able to hang on. Ma Fei shouts loudly, expressing that he can't hang on much longer. He asks Leon if he is ready because if he blocks the Nightmare King's attack anymore, he will die right here. After that, Leon attacks the Nightmare King with his full power, dealing 182 damage. After Leon's attack, a system warning blares, announcing that the Nightmare King's HP is dangerously low, and it's about to activate the Realm of Nightmares. Suddenly, everyone is surprised. Yang Xiangdai informs them that the spell does AoE damage, and they can't block it. Leon realizes he can't let the Nightmare King have the chance, as he's confident Wogan, the Nightmare Village head, and the others have been stuck here due to this attack. He prepares to counter the spell, determined to stop it. After this, the Nightmare King has only 128 HP remaining. Leon believes one more hit will complete the Nightmare Village quest, so he readies himself for a final blow. Jumping into the air to deliver the decisive strike, Zhao Ziyu warns Leon to be careful because she's run out of mana, so she can't heal Leon now. Leon replies, telling her he doesn't need healing, and attacks the Nightmare King with his full power. After that, a system notification pops up, congratulating the player Leon for killing Nightmare Village's boss for the first time and awarding 30 free stat points. It's detected that Leon defeated the Nightmare King boss with melee attacks, earning him an additional 10 free stat points and plus 50 EXP. Congratulations to the player Leon for leveling up in succession. Current EXP 30/70th. 10 free stat points have been awarded. The hidden mission Kill the Nightmare King has been completed. The system will distribute rewards according to the player's rating, currently evaluating completion rate and level. Everyone is really happy after defeating the Nightmare Village boss. Suddenly, a system notification pops up, saying, "Evaluation complete." System starts distributing rewards for completing the mission. Player Zhao Ziyu has received a D rank rating, and the D rank talent Spring Breeze and Willow has been awarded. Player Zuoyu has received a C rank rating, and she also gets the D rank talent Spring Breeze and Willow. Player Yang Xiangdai has received a C rank rating, and the D rank talent Ground Explosion Magic has been awarded. Player Ma Fei has received a C rank rating, and the D rank talent Separating the World with One Strike has been awarded. Lastly, player Leon has received an A rank rating, and the A rank rewards, EXP plus 50 and the B rank skill book Withering Magic, have been awarded. However, Leon can't use this talent for now because his spirit status is 0. But at least there's still the Nightmare King's soul, so he says to the Nightmare King to drop some good stuff for him. After that, Leon receives a dragon-piercing sword, which is a B rank. However, Leon isn't happy because he can't use a sword. He thinks about how unlucky he is and questions why the Nightmare King would drop a B rank sword for him. Ma Fei, on the other hand, is really excited to see a B rank sword. Leon throws the sword to Ma Fei, saying it's all his. Ma Fei is confused, wondering why Leon is giving him a B rank sword like this. Leon explains that he is the only one using a sword, and since he can't use it, who else could he give it to besides Ma Fei? After that, Ma Fei asks Leon if he doesn't know the value of B rank equipment. Many players might not even be able to buy one, no matter how much they spend. If Leon were to sell this, he could get a house in the capital. But Leon doesn't care and asks Ma Fei to go and have fun with it. He starts inspecting the Nightmare King's soul carefully, hoping to find another useful item. However, he doesn't get another item, leading him to think that this trash Nightmare King really only dropped one piece of equipment. After some time, he says, "Forget about it," and starts looking at his status panel. After carefully inspecting his status, he finds out that his strength has increased, but having only 70 HP is too little. If he gets touched, he will die. He also checks his talent, the Maid's Brave Heart. When it is detected that the player Leon has killed an enemy using melee attacks, he will gain free stat points as a reward. The main effect is the player can raise other stat values to the same value as another stat value. However, this talent also has some restrictions. Before using the main effect, only one stat can be selected. Leon thinks the passive's restriction doesn't allow for other stats to be increased, so he'll just have to think of ways to keep himself alive. He has to stay steady and can't make waves. The system notifies everyone that the hidden mission has been completed. Players will be immediately transported back to the real world and are asked to get ready. In the next moment, everyone is transported to the academy. Everyone is really happy after seeing Leon. The class monitor Zuoyu and the rest of them have returned too. Principal Zhu, after hearing the news that Leon and everyone has returned, asks if they are okay. Because they've been gone for 2 days, we all thought Leon and everyone would never return. Principal Zhu asked what happened, and Leon, along with everyone, explained everything to Principal Zhu. After hearing everything, Principal Zhu said, "That's what I said. They must have dropped into a hidden world. You're all really lucky. All the top universities will be fighting over you." After hearing their conversation, one of the girls in the same class as Leon exclaimed, "Wow, our class managed to produce 5 geniuses that are wanted by the top universities all at once." Another one said, "We'll be a bona fide class of geniuses in the future." He was really jealous, thinking about when he would be as amazing as Leon and the class monitor. In the same moment, Ma Fei was thinking that the next time they enter a world, he'll make Leon regret giving him the dragon-piercing sword. With such an opus piece of equipment to help, he'll definitely be able to beat Leon once they get to the level 11 early stage realm. Suddenly, a man comes towards Principal Zhu. He is in a hurry and comes to Principal Zhu, saying, "There are people from Huiking University and Jingdu University. They are looking for Leon and his friends." After hearing this, Principal Zhu is thinking that he hasn't even reported this yet, that Leon and his friends have completed a hidden mission. He wonders if the elite universities have such up-to-date information. However, Principal Zhu is really happy, thinking, "Looks like I'll have a happy ending to my teaching career before I retire." Principal Zhu welcomes both of them. They are the ones from the top university, Teacher Peng and Teacher Pei. Teacher Peng, after seeing Leon and his friends, asks, "These must be the 5 students that passed Nightmare Village, as well as the hidden mission. Extraordinary." He introduces himself to Leon and his friends, saying he is the teacher in charge of recruitment at Jingdu University, Peng Liangji. He mentions that their school desperately needs geniuses like them, the other world's cream of the crop. If they're willing, he'll send over acceptance letters tomorrow. After hearing this, another teacher asks Teacher Peng if he is really that shameless, fighting for people without even conducting a test. Teacher Peng replies that he is only showing that because in Jingdu University they have nothing but sincerity. Since he doesn't trust these 5 students and insists on conducting a test, then start testing them, and they'll see. After hearing this, another teacher starts saying that he'll introduce himself first. He says he is the teacher in charge of recruitment at Huiking University, Pei Xingguo. He asks everyone not to worry, explaining that this so-called test is only to determine their role and ability to adapt to situations, and to test if their various stats meet the criteria to enter the school. Leon is really nervous, thinking, "Determine our ability at our role. Then, wouldn't I, who can't use my skills, fail?" But he must enter Jingdu University and follow the clues related to his parents. Teacher Pei asks everyone which one of them wants to be tested first. After hearing this, Ma Fei comes forward, saying, he, Ma Fei, a swordsman disciple with a B-rank talent and at level 5, will prove to Leon that he is stronger than him. Teacher Peng is thinking about Ma Fei, that he's already level 5 despite having only completed the beginner's training, and he even has a B-rank talent. Prodigies like him don't appear often. Ma Fei is good-looking and tall, making Teacher Peng think that he even looks like he's meant to be in Jingdu University. Teacher Pei is really impressed by Ma Fei's courage, so he activates his shield skill and asks Ma Fei to attack. After hearing this, Ma Fei prepares his attack and asks Teacher Pei to be careful, saying he will not show any mercy. He uses his world-separating strike and attacks Teacher Pei. Teacher Pei gets really surprised after seeing Ma Fei break his defense. Although Teacher Pei is a gunman disciple and defense isn't his strong suit, he is still level 25. Teacher Pei is really happy after seeing this and congratulates Ma Fei. The world-separating strike of Ma Fei is an extremely rare shield-breaking technique. It can increase the attack power of the tip of his sword. Not bad at all. Ma Fei thanks Teacher Pei for the praise. Another teacher also gets impressed, saying not only that, even if Ma Fei's strength were concentrated in one area, his strength stat must be extremely high, 35 points at least. Judging by the speed of his attack, his agility's quite high too. After hearing this, Ma Fei's classmates get really shocked, thinking he has 35 attack at level 5. Is this what a swordsman disciple is like? As expected of a role said to have the most attack in the other world. Another one says if he drew the swordsman role like Ma Fei, his dead great-grandma would have lived in luxury. Teacher Pei, who is thinking that Teacher Peng must want to drag such a wonderful student back to Huiking University, asks Ma Fei if he has decided which university he would like to join. Teacher Pei ensures Ma Fei that the door of Huiking University will always be open for him. But Teacher Peng is not happy. He asks Ma Fei to join Jingdu University, promising to provide him with the best resources possible. Ma Fei replies, how about the others get tested first? He would like some time to think because he wants to see which university Leon wants to go to. He will go wherever Leon goes, thinking he must outclass Leon in every way. Teacher Pei agrees with Ma Fei, saying they will continue the test and asks the next student to come forward. The next student steps forward and introduces herself, saying her name is Zhao Ziyu, and she is a healer. She uses her skill, like a fresh breeze, to heal her whole party. Teacher Pei gets really surprised, thinking she can heal the whole party despite only being level 4. Next is Zuoyu. She uses her shield skill to block Teacher Pei's attack. Teacher Pei is impressed, thinking that she has such strong defensive ability despite only being level 4, and a part of the attack inflicted on her shield will be reflected. Teacher Pei asks Zuoyu if this is her talent, and she says yes, explaining that this is her D-rank talent, damage reflecting armor spikes, which can reflect 20% of the damage she receives. Teacher Pei is really impressed with Zuoyu's skill, stating that attacking her is like attacking himself, and to someone with the meat shield role, there's nothing more useful than this talent. After that, he asks the next student to come forward. The next student is Leon's best friend, Yang Xiangdai. After seeing him, Teacher Pei asks if he also has the meat shield role too. Hearing this, Yang Xiangdai replies that he is not a shield skill user, he is a mage. Teacher Pei gets really confused, thinking a 300+ pound fatty is telling him he's a mage. He wonders if Zuoyu or Yang Xiangdai got mixed up. So Teacher Pei asks Yang Xiangdai to show his skills. Yang Xiangdai starts preparing his attack, but Teacher Pei is thinking, what's this kid playing at? I haven't felt a bit of magic at all. However, Yang Xiangdai uses his ground explosion magic and attacks Teacher Pei. After seeing Yang Xiangdai's magic, Teacher Pei gets really shocked, thinking Yang Xiangdai's talent somehow can't be detected at all but just explodes from under his feet. Even he, a level 25 gunman, lost 3 HP without noticing. He considers what Yang Xiangdai could do to people at the same level as him and thinks if this is really what a mere level 5 mage has done. So he decides to get someone to pay very close attention to this, perhaps Principal Zhu. After all, Principal Zhu has created 5 geniuses in his school already, and who knows if he's secretly overpowered. Lastly, Leon comes and introduces himself, saying his name is Leon, and he is a level 7 Necromancer with a talent ranking unknown. After hearing that Leon is a level 7, Teacher Peng gets shocked, thinking he's a whole 2 levels higher than the other 4. However, he is really confused because Leon doesn't reveal his talent. So he thought, could it be because his talent ranks too low, so he doesn't dare to say it. Teacher Pei says to Leon that they will carry out the test first and see what the results are. Leon agrees with them, but Teacher Pei is really curious, thinking, what kind of undead creatures can Leon summon? He can ignore being injured once by a new disciple, but if he, Pei Xingguo, were to be injured by one again, then he might as well go home. Leon gets ready and starts attacking Teacher Pei, but Teacher Pei is really confused, thinking, Leon is a necromancer, so why isn't he summoning the undead? What's he charging at him for? However, Teacher Pei thinks Leon has close range, explosive necromancy techniques. This student called Leon is too inexperienced, who would stand right in front of him in a battle. Suddenly, Teacher Pei gets really surprised after seeing Leon preparing his fist to attack him, thinking, how high can a mage's strength be? So he lets Leon hit him. But Leon doesn't hold back. He uses his full power and gives Teacher Pei 200 damage, sending him flying across to another corner. After seeing this, everyone gets really shocked, thinking, what's just happening? Leon knocked a level 25 teacher over in one hit. Teacher Peng asks Teacher Pei, what's happening? How could he be reduced to such a state by a level 7 necromancer? It's widely accepted that they're the physically weakest ones. Is Leon his relative? That's why he is going easy on him or something. Teacher Pei is really angry. He is also thinking about what just happened. He can't believe a level 7 newbie can deal him that much damage. He wonders what kind of monster this brat is, as he nearly gave him a heart attack with one punch. Is this the standard for a level 7 person? Leon's classmates are also really surprised. They can't believe their eyes that Leon sent the recruitment teacher flying with one punch. Another student asks if it's possible that the Leon they're seeing is an undead being that's been summoned, and the real Leon is hiding somewhere. Another student agrees with him, explaining that it's widely accepted that the Necromancer is the physically weakest role, so how could he send the recruitment teacher flying with one punch? Teacher Peng is really scared, thinking he got lucky Teacher Pei Xingguo said he'd do the tests, or he'd be the one losing face. Leon asks the teacher if his test is over, but Teacher Pei is really scared of Leon, thinking, he is the most terrifying newcomer. Teacher Peng tells Leon that he has passed the test, but he hasn't demonstrated his undead magic, so they can't really give him a score. Leon replies, saying it's okay, he has thought it through and wants to major in physical fighting, like warriors, because it's not like he can use magic now anyway. Getting into Jingdu University is more important to him. Teacher Peng is really confused, explaining that specializing in a role other than his own is without precedent in the entire history of education. So he asks Leon to wait, he'll have to ask the principal about it. Teacher Peng calls the principal and explains that he has found a terrifyingly talented necromancer who wants to join the physical fighting major meant for warriors at Jingdu University. The principal is really confused and asks Teacher Peng to explain in detail. Teacher Peng says, "Principal, I'll put it simply, he's only level 7, but he sent a teacher from Huaking flying with one punch." After hearing everything from Teacher Peng, Jingdu University principal is shocked. He says to Teacher Peng that he will give him the most authority in Jingdu University, no matter what conditions that student wants, agree to every single one of them. He must be convinced to join Jingdu University, so he asks Teacher Peng to start a video call. He'll invite Leon personally. He introduces himself to student Leon, saying he is the principal of Jingdu University, Jai Pingyao, and he hopes Leon will be willing to join them at Jingdu University, explaining that they have a long and glorious history. Excellent teachers. Leon interrupts and asks Principal Jai to save his breath, saying he'll be joining Jingdu University. After seeing that Leon is going to join Jingdu University, Teacher Pei gets really shocked, and he no longer requires Leon in his university. So he thinks he'll get the rest of Leon's friends, he'll fight for them. But before he says something, Principal Jai from Jingdu University asks Leon's friends, since they're all from the same class, why not join together? They can take care of each other too. Teacher Pei is really angry. He asks Principal Jai why he is taking them all. Isn't this a bit too much for Jingdu University? But Principal Jai ignores him and continues his conversation with Leon and his friends. On the other side, Teacher Peng is really happy. He is thinking that this will be the highlight of his admissions career. Leon interrupts them and asks Principal Jai if he has a few more questions for him. He asks Principal Jai if he knows his father, Ray. Principal Jai gets really shocked. He asks Leon if he is the son of Ray and Karen, explaining that no wonder he felt such a strong sense of familiarity the moment he saw Leon. After seeing that Principal Jai knows about his parents, so he asks Principal Jai if he knows where they are now. Principal Jai explains that they were both his students, but he hasn't seen them in over 10 years now. He can only tell Leon that his parents were very talented individuals. From then on, the two of them disappeared without a trace for over 10 years. He fears they've already died. He also says that he hasn't been able to get more information about them since they graduated. But he remembers that they would often talk about a private world and asks Leon to go to his private world. It contains something his parents have left for him. Principal Jai says to everyone that he'll send the acceptance letter to them directly once they've created it. But before that, they should try to pass the worlds related to their roles before school starts, so they'll be even more respected in school. He wishes everyone good luck and says he'll see them at Jingdu University. 1 week later, after passing the beginner's training, the 4th college separates its students into classes according to their roles in the other world. It's an intensive preparation class to try and get more students scouted by elite universities. In the 4th College Mages class, Principal Zhu tells everyone that today, they'll enter a world specially designed for mages. This world is usually a test of their mental ability, involving logic or riddle-based challenges. If they work together, the sum of their thinking will be more than its parts. Principal Zhu provides the criteria for passing. Sometime later, Yang Xiangdi and Leon teleport into the mage's world. Leon asks Yang Xiangdi if he's sure they can do this. Yang Xiangdi responds, asking what could go wrong, emphasizing that theory means nothing compared to practice. He suggests that instead of carrying them all, Leon could carry him, and they can worry about the others later after they pass. Yang Xiangdi notices a girl standing in front of the gate and finds her really energetic. He informs Leon that they're going into the specialized mage's world. The girl welcomes both of them, and the system starts retrieving a world for 2 players. A moment later, a system notification pops up, stating that retrieving was successful. The specialized world these 2 players have drawn is the Cave of 10,000 Poisons. After seeing this, Leon asks Yang Xiangdi to let's go. However, Yang Xiangdi stops Leon, asking what he's doing and if he isn't going to listen to the mission instructions. Leon, confused, wonders about the instructions. Yang Xiangdi asks if Leon didn't listen to the instructions. How did he pass the Cave of Skeletons? After finding out how Leon cleared the Cave of Skeletons, Yang Xiangdi thinks Leon is an idiot. The elf girl then starts explaining the instructions. The legend tells of an ancient, evil tribe in Kayandongnan, vicious and merciless, skilled in using poisonous worms to secretly poison people. A poisoned person grows deathly sick, and the worms reproduce in their body, eating their flesh until the host dies. Mission objectives: 1. Find the evil tribe of legend. 2. Destroy all the poisonous worms. Mission rewards, to be decided based on how the player completes the mission. The elf girl also reminds them that the Cave of 10,000 Poisons requires 5 players to start. The system will automatically match them with 3 other players, and they need to make the necessary preparations. After that, Leon and Yang Xiangdi enter the gate and match with 3 other random players to complete the mission. One of the random players asks Leon not to drag them down, but the blue-haired girl asks him to be more polite, as it's fate that they got matched together. She introduces herself as Fang Yuan, a fire mage, and introduces her little brother, Fang Zun, who is also a fire mage. The last one is Long Cheng. Leon and Yang Xiangdi introduce themselves and ask everyone to work together to pass. After the introductions, they head towards the stone door, but they can't open it. The blue-haired girl notices some words on the door and explains that the 5 words on this pillar should be instructions to open the door. But Long Cheng says, who cares about some instructions, and declares that he'll break it down. He uses his magic skill and attacks the door, but the attack has no effect on the stone door. It seems like this door has immunity to magic, spells can't damage it. The blue-haired girl asks everyone to take a look at those words. Morality and integrity provide peace. Leon, thinking about why this door is immune to magic, suddenly hears the blue-haired girl say she knows the answer. Before she can reveal it, Leon breaks the stone door with one punch. Blue-haired girl and Long Cheng are shocked, wondering who one-shot it. Isn't this a specialized world for mages? A system notification pops up, saying, your answer is correct. The door has opened. Yang Xiangdi is also surprised and impressed by Leon. Leon explains that he just wanted to see if they could push it open physically and didn't think it would be so weak. After opening this door, they see another door in front of them. This door is peculiar because the path is blocked by red flowers. Leon asks everyone to be careful of them as they look unnatural. However, it's already too late. Yang Xiangdi asks Leon to look at his hand. They've all been poisoned by the red flowers. Leon, staying calm, instructs everyone to keep moving forward as staying there is waiting for death. They have to get out of there quickly, or Leon's HP won't even last half an hour due to his low HP status. They start running towards the stone gate, but they have to solve the problem to open the gate, and they don't have time for this. Before they can think, Leon breaks the stone gate with his hands. With Leon's help, they safely make it out of the poisoned flower area. Blue-haired girl and her friends are shocked, thinking if this is really a riddle-solving world, why does it feel like they haven't needed to think at all? A system notification pops up, congratulating the player for completing Mission 1. Successfully find the evil tribe of legend. Cave of 10,000 Poisons. Blue-haired girl asks everyone if this is the Cave of 10,000 Poisons and wonders where they should go now. Suddenly, everyone notices a little girl with blue hair, and she introduces herself as Xiao Dong. She asks if everyone comes from the outside but notices that everyone is poisoned. Xiao Dong explains that it's poison from the Bayan flower and asks everyone to follow her back to the Cave of 10,000 Poisons to get treated. Leon is suspicious of the little girl, wondering when she appeared and how she mentioned the Cave of 10,000 Poisons. Blue-haired girl tells everyone that they don't know what to do now and suggests getting treated first. After some time, everyone reaches the 10,000 Poison Cave, and the little girl introduces her parents. Little girl's parents ask her who they are, and she explains that they're outsiders she met when picking medicinal plants in the mountains. They were poisoned by the Bayan flower, and she asks her parents to brew a pot of 5 poison soup for them. Little girl's mother invites everyone into the house, and after some time, they prepare the 5 poison soup. However, after seeing the soup, no one wants to eat it. Long Cheng suggests that Yang Xiangdi, with a more robust physique, should drink it first. Yang Xiangdi refuses, stating it's all fat, and suggests Long Cheng go first. Leon, with little time left, decides to drink it quickly and get it over with. After tasting the soup, he comments that it's not too salty or bland and tastes great. The 5 poison soup really is useful. Leon's poison status has disappeared, so he asks everyone to drink up 2 and heal themselves because they don't know what dangers they'll face. After everyone drinks the 5 poison soup, Leon asks little girl Xiaodong if she could tell them about the history of the Cave of 10,000 Poisons. Little girl replies that she doesn't know the origins of the tribe either. All she knows is that their patriarch asked them to avoid the world and banned them from using their poison magic unnecessarily. Suddenly, little girl's mother interrupts their conversation. She tells Leon that the poison has been dealt with and everyone is safe now. She asks everyone to leave quickly because the inhabitants of the Cave of 10,000 Poisons aren't very welcoming to outsiders. However, the little girl is angry with her mother, asking why she would want to chase away visitors when they've just received them. So, the little girl asks Leon to relax, not to listen to her mom, and stay as long as they want. Leon replies, saying they'll stay if it's not too much trouble. They just got poisoned, so their bodies aren't in the best shape. But he is really curious about little girl's parents' weird attitudes. After that, the little girl and her parents close the door and ask everyone to stay here and rest. They'll leave first. So, the little girl asks her parents to let's go, saying the full moon's tonight, and it's going to start soon.